So you think you know NFL flag football, huh?
Well, get ready to have your mind blown.
Because we just did a deep dive on the 2024 rule book.
And let me tell you,
It is way more intense.
than you might think.
Seriously, forget backyard games.
This is a whole other animal.
We're talking strategic plays, crazy rules.
Stuff you wouldn't believe.
That's what this deep dive is all about, right?
Absolutely, we're uncovering the surprises.
Those little details that most fans
Maybe even some players.
totally miss.
The stuff that sparks debates on the field, you know.
Exactly. And one of the biggest head scratchers for me right off the bat,
Oh, tell me.
this whole no run zone thing.
Ah, yes.
What in the world is that about? It's like they took running back out of the game.
It's one of those things that makes NFL flags so unique.
So walk me through it.
All right, picture this. You're 5 yards from the end zone.
Prime scoring territory.
Feeling the adrenaline, right?
Yeah.
Ready to just punch it in.
Time to channel your inner bulldozer.
Hold on. In NFL flag, those final 5 yards,
Yeah.
those are a no-run zone.
Get out of here.
Same deal for the 5 yards leading up to midfield, actually.
No way.
You have to pass the ball to score or move past those lines.
So you're saying no matter how open the field is,
Yeah.
I can't just
Bang.
power my way through.
Got to use finesse.
Huh. Seems kind of counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
What's the logic there?
It's all about strategy, my friend. See, by eliminating those short yardage power plays,
Right.
they've essentially forced the game to be faster, more dynamic,
Makes sense.
keeps things exciting, even when the pressure's on.
So less about brute force, more about outsmarting your opponent.
Exactly.
So I can't just rely on my buddy who used to play rugby to, like, bulldoze his way to a touchdown.
Uh-huh. Nope. That strategy's out the window in NFL flag.
Wow. Okay, so the no-run zone, that's just the tip of the iceberg, huh?
Oh, you have no idea. The rule book is full of these little surprises.
Oh, man. Give me another one. Hit me with your best shot.
Let's just say they've thought of everything.
Oh, really? Like what?
Intentional flag dropping.
People try that.
Oh, yeah, but in NFL flag, you're down right where you dropped it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Smart. Takes away the incentive to cheat.
Exactly. And get this, they even have rules about trash talking.
No way. Even in flag football.
Yep, players and coaches.
Wow. They're really trying to keep it clean out there.
It's all about sportsmanship.
Right.
But here's the thing.
What's that?
They managed to do it without sacrificing any of the strategic depth.
Really? So you're telling me there's still room for some trickery out on that field?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, there are some pretty cool nuances to the rules that actually encourage clever play calling.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Give me an example.
All right, let's talk about the shovel pass.
Shovel pass. What's that? Some secret weapon?
You might be surprised to know that it's totally legal in NFL flag.
You're kidding. So I can just channel my inner Tim Tebow out there.
Yeah, well, kinda.
Yeah.
You can toss the ball underhand, overhand, even sideways if you're feeling fancy.
Sounds fun.
The catch is the receiver has to catch it beyond the line of scrimmage.
Ah. So no shoveling it forward for a quick first down?
Nope, got to be a little more creative than that.
So it's like a deception play, right? You lure the defense in, make them think you're going to run, then boom, quick pass for the first down.
Now you're getting it. And that's just one example.
I bet. There's got to be more.
Oh, there's plenty. Even formations and pre-snap movement have their own set of rules.
Really? I thought formations were pretty straightforward in flag football.
Not quite. You can shift formations before the snap, but the entire team has to be set for a full second before the ball is hiked.
Interesting. So you can try to confuse the defense, but you can't get too fancy with it.
Exactly. Got to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Right. Wouldn't want to get flagged for a delay of game or something.
Exactly. And speaking of getting fancy, only one player can be in motion at a time.
Makes sense. Keeps things from getting too chaotic.
And just like with those shifting formations, no funny business allowed. They got to be set for a full second before the ball is snapped.
So NFL flag is really about keeping everyone on their toes, huh?
Precisely. It's all about strategy, quick thinking, and preventing any one player or play from becoming too dominant.
And remember that whole no-run zone thing we talked about earlier?
How could I forget?
Well, that applies to other plays as well. For instance, no more QB sneaks up the middle.
Ban an NFL flag. Sorry, but you can't just rely on your biggest, strongest player to muscle their way to a first down every time.
Wow, so they really are emphasizing passing and more dynamic plays.
You got it. It keeps the game exciting and unpredictable.
I'm really starting to appreciate all the thought and strategy that goes into NFL flag.
Right. It's a way more than just a casual game.
Speaking of strategy, what happens when all that careful planning leads to a tie? Clock runs out, scores are even. What does NFL flag overtime look like?
Get ready for some drama, my friend. NFL flag overtime is sudden death, and it's designed to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Sudden death. Okay, now we're talking.
Picture this. Scores tied, clock hits 0, both teams are buzzing, adrenaline's
The
pumping.
intensity is palpable.
Each team gets just one play to prove they deserve that W.
One play. Talk about pressure. So how does it work?
All right, so the team that wins the coin toss gets to choose offense or defense.
Makes sense.
The offense starts at the 5-yard line, and they've got two choices. Go for a 1-point conversion from the 5, or get risky and go for 2 from the 10-yard line.
Ooh, gutsy call. So it's like those crucial fourth down decisions in regular football, but with even higher stakes.
Exactly. And the other team, they only get one play to answer back, right? Match the score or go home empty-handed.
Man, that's intense. What if they both score? Do we just keep going with these one-play showdowns?
We do, but with a twist.
A twist. Do tell.
If we head into double overtime, both teams have to go for 2 from the 10-yard line.
Double or nothing. Okay, so double overtime, everyone's going for 2. What happens if, by some stroke of luck, or maybe misfortune, depending on how you look at it, we go to triple overtime?
Triple overtime. All right, get ready for this because it's wild. Third overtime, the tension is so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. Instead of going for points, it turns into a straight-up yardage battle.
You're messing with me, right? They ditched the end zone entirely.
Gone. Each team gets one play.
Still just one play.
Brutal. From the 5-yard line, and whoever gets the most yardage on that single play, they win the whole shebang.
Wow. Talk about a pressure cooker. Every inch matters at that point.
You better believe it. It becomes less about scoring and more about strategy, field position, really squeezing every ounce of effort out of that one play.
And I bet the coaches are going crazy on the sidelines.
Oh, absolutely. Calling trick plays, going for broke.
That's got to be something to see. NFL flag overtime really is in a league of its own.
It's pure excitement, that's for sure.
So we've talked about all the crazy rules, the strategy, the nail-biting overtime.
It's a lot to take in,
But
right?
at the end of the day, it's still a game.
Exactly.
And not just about winning.
Right. Sportsmanship matters.
Big time. Things can get heated, even in flag football. So how does the NFL flag rulebook handle that?
They're serious about it. And it's more than just penalizing bad behavior. They're trying to create a fun, positive atmosphere for everyone, players and fans alike.
So it's bigger than just what happens on the field.
100%.
Yeah.
They've got clear guidelines about unsportsmanlike conduct, and get this, they apply to players and coaches equally.
No special treatment for the guys calling the shots. I like it. What kind of stuff are we talking about here?
Oh, yelling at the refs, trash-talking your opponents, that kind of stuff.
Really trying to nip that in the bud?
Absolutely. Got to set a good example, especially for the younger players.
Coaches have a lot of responsibility in that sense.
For sure. And it goes beyond just the sidelines.
Right.
Respect for the officials, that's a big one in the NFL flag rulebook.
Makes sense. Can't have everyone arguing calls all the time.
Exactly. And believe it or not, there's even a whole section in there about spectator conduct.
No way. They're regulating the fans, too.
Hey, got to keep it family friendly, right? Encourage everyone to cheer, have a good time.
Love it. So NFL flag is really going above and beyond just the X's and O's.
Right. They're trying to create a whole culture around the game.
That's awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. NFL flag football. Fast-paced, strategic, and full of surprises. Who knew a rule book could be this interesting?
Right. We've only scratched the surface here. There's a lot more where that came from.
That's right. So next time you hit the field, remember, it's not just about throwing a ball around.
Think strategically.
Respect the game.
And most importantly,
Have fun out there. That's all the time we have for this deep dive.
until next time.
Keep those flags flying.